How's it going, YouTube? It's Nate. I'm back on this legendary platform with a video about what the NBA Christmas Day schedule should be in 2023. NBA Christmas Day is absolutely the best holiday tradition in all of sports, okay? This league puts together 5 games, not 3, but 5 games, and they make the best possible matchups they could possibly find. To make a schedule, you gotta look deeply into it. You can't just look at the best player and team rivalries to put on the day. You gotta look into the scheduling factors, like you gotta be in the Eastern time zone to host the first game of the day. You gotta be in the Mountain or Pacific time zone to host the last game of the day. You consider which teams are most deserving of a home game on Christmas Day. And there's always gonna be a couple teams that it's tough to leave off the Christmas Day slate, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm back. Take Line Media is the rebrand. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. We're going to be making maybe a YouTube video every single day. We're going to do something big with this, man. So for my Christmas Day opener, I have the Milwaukee Bucks heading to the Madison Square Garden to play the New York Knicks. This is absolutely the best matchup to start the day. You know the Knicks are going to be home in the first game, as they are almost every single year. This is a year where they are actually deserving of it. When the Knicks rebuild got really bad, they were left off the slate in 2019 and 2020, but this is already their 3rd year back on it, hosting the first game. For Milwaukee, this is going to be their 6th straight Christmas Day game. The first of those 6 came at the Madison Square Garden to start the day in 2018. I think they run that back in 2023. Giannis at the Garden is an electric sight, and the Bucks, as the better team than the Knicks, going on the road makes this a really intriguing matchup. For the second game of the day, I got the Phoenix Suns going on the road to visit the LA Lakers. Give LeBron one last home game at Crypto.com in a Lakers uniform. It would be his 6th Christmas Day game as a Laker and his 4th at home. And again, this really works out because the Phoenix Suns are the better team than the Lakers. The Lakers are good, but the Suns are the best in the NBA right now. But you could put them on the road because they haven't done anything last year or anything that makes them deserving of a home game on Christmas. So you send Phoenix on the road to play the Lakers. Kevin Durant at LeBron James. This is an absolutely marquee matchup for the second game of the day. Then at 5:30 Eastern, in the middle game of the day, I got Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics heading to South Beach to play Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat for an Eastern Conference Finals rematch. The Heat are a lock to get on Christmas this year. They were left off the schedule the last 2 years. They made the finals this past year. They'll absolutely be on. If they get Damian Lillard, then they'd be a really ideal fit to host this middle game of the day. If they don't get Damian Lillard, I wouldn't be surprised if the NBA just sends them to Madison Square Garden at noon for an Eastern Conference Semis rematch with the Knicks. But if we're not sure about Dame, I would say Celtics at Heat, 5:30. If they get Dame, then that's an incredible matchup, very deserving of the middle slate in the day. And if not, the Heat are still a good team that made the NBA Finals without Dame. They could absolutely host this game, and it's a 2-time Eastern Conference Finals reigning rematch, 3 out of the last 4 years. So we need Boston, Miami on Christmas Day, and the Heat are deserving of the home game here. They beat Boston. Send the Celtics to South Beach on Christmas Day. Then for the primetime game, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Mike Breen game on Christmas, Golden State at Denver. Denver won the finals, so that means they get a home game on Christmas. And this is going to be their 4th home game in the last 5 Christmases. That's wild. The previous 3 times in 2019, 2020, and 2022, they've hosted the last game on Christmas night. So the question here is, does NBA put them in the late game again? Or do they showcase Jokic a bit more and put them in one of the earlier slates? And I say they give them the 8 o'clock slate because it's going to be against Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. I think these are the 2nd and 3rd best teams in the Western Conference next year. Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic primetime on Christmas. Warriors have owned the Nuggets a bit over the years, but Denver at home looking like the better team, the reigning champs. This would be a phenomenal matchup for the NBA. So having already gotten the Suns, the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Nuggets in earlier slots, what you do with that 10:30 Eastern slot becomes very interesting. And I must say they send the Dallas Mavericks at the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, the Mavs just missed the playoffs, but Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, that's tough to leave off Christmas Day, because it's so close to a lock that at least one of them plays and the game is very competent to watch. And then the Sacramento Kings, the 3 seed last year, they were a first-round exit. There's a chance they don't make the Christmas Day schedule, but I think I found the window here for NBA to get them on and to get them a home game at that fired-up arena. That would be an incredible sight on Christmas night. Mavs Kings, that's the NBA's best option for the late game. So then you start looking at the snubs. If you look at anybody besides these 4 teams and say that they should have been on, then you're just out of your damn mind. But the Sixers, the Cavs, the Grizzlies, and the Clippers are all teams that I could see possibly landing a spot on Christmas Day. That means the league is deep, my friends. If there's 14 teams that I think have a shot to get on this slate, man, that's crazy. It was not an easy schedule to make, but I absolutely came up with the best one. For the Cavs, if they get on, then it would 100% be in the first game at the Knicks. I just think there's better options. For the Philadelphia 76ers, Again, they went at the Knicks last year in the first game of the day, so I don't think they would want to do that again compared to an amazing matchup like Bucks-Knicks to start the day. And it's completely fair to leave the Sixers off the slate if Embiid is really their only all-star. Embiid won the MVP, so I know people do be liking to make the case that the reigning MVP has got to get on Christmas, so therefore we might see Philly, but I don't think they're deserving of a marquee rematch versus Boston on Christmas Day if Embiid's going to be their only star. Look, there's a way that the NBA could fit the Sixers into this slate, but they've shown a willingness to leave them off. They didn't put them in 2020 or 2021 before returning them last year at the Garden for a 12 o'clock win in New York, in which I bet on the Sixers and won. I just think the best possible schedule does not include them. Then you look at the Clippers. If they land James Harden or Damian Lillard or anyone before the schedule comes out, then by all means you got to put the Clippers on. But with just their current team, it's a good roster when healthy to leave off the slate because it's an absolute and utter top 10 roster in the league when healthy. But the chances of Kawhi and PG both playing are too low to put them on the schedule. It's too big of a risk for the league. And then the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant is just going to be coming back from his suspension around Christmas. And I mean, they got bounced in the first round last year. It's just not amazing morale. The team's superstar does not deserve Christmas Day game. The Grizzlies aren't going to be on this year. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel because we have so many amazing things coming up soon.